January 30th, 2016, Aspen, Colorado. It was a Winter X Games to remember, and the site that would play host to the opening chapters of one of professional Halo's biggest story arcs. A tournament that saw two veterans and former teammates turned rivals overnight, facing off against one another during an epic grand finals. So what led up to this, and why were these former teammates taking shots at one another with such vitriol?
I'm pissed. I'm still pissed about the whole situation. I thought TJ and I were friends.
This is the story of one of Esports' most notorious rivalries. Two legendary players with over a decade of professional Halo experience, and two players who together saw success, but then fallout. This is the story of Lethul versus Snipedown, and how longtime teammates can quickly turn against one another in the heat of competition. Both of these player stories begin in the days of MLG Halo. Eric Snipedown Rona made his debut as part of Ambush at MLG Meadowlands 2008, winding up with a top 8 finish in his first ever outing. A few years later, Tony Lethul Campbell would attend his first major open event at MLG Columbus 2010, finishing in the pro bracket at top 32. Despite the difference in placings in their first events, both players would make enormous statements in their second major tournament. They would both reach the grand finals at just their second respective events. For Snipedown, this was MLG San Diego 2008, and for Lethul, MLG Dallas 2011. Though a few years apart, both players burst onto the competitive Halo scene, and it was clear that they were both here to stay. Fast forward to 2014. Halo 2 Anniversary has just been released, and with it, the official launch of the Halo Championship Series. At the first major event in Columbus, Ohio, Snipedown competed on Evil Geniuses alongside the legendary twins Roy and Lunchbox, as well as the wizard I Got Your Pistola. The team made it all the way to the grand finals, ultimately losing to CLG in 5 games. But things got worse. Disaster struck when Pistola suffered a hand injury after punching the stage in frustration following the loss. As the injury would require surgery, Pistola was sidelined for the rest of the season. This left EG in need of a new fourth. Enter Lethul.
I was on Evil Geniuses with Snipedown, Roy and Lunchbox, and we were pretty good. I mean, we were on a 5-peat. We had won 5 tournaments in a row.
Lethul joins the EG roster, and the move is made official within just days. Ringing in the new year with UGC St. Louis, the team would place third again. Shortly after, though, the team started to find their stride. The next few online cups gave them the necessary time to gel, allowing the squad to win every remaining Halo 2 Anniversary LAN event. There was no doubt, this was firmly the era of EG, and also an era of dominance from teammates Lethul and Snipedown. In August of 2015, Microsoft announced the Halo World Championship for the upcoming release of Halo 5. As details emerged, it was unveiled that the prize pool was starting at $1 million, with more to be added through crowdfunding. Easily the largest Halo tournament in history, all eyes were set on taking home the coveted crown and the enormous cash prize. When Halo 5 released in the fall, online qualifiers determined which teams would advance to the regional event. After winning the first qualifier, the EG squad started to slip, with a 3rd place finish in the second cup before dropping to a devastating top 16 finish in the third. The team was able to claw their way back to the finals for the 4th qualifier, but by that point, it seemed Lethul had had enough.
And we were still really good, but it wasn't the same. Like, there's like winning 5 tournaments in a row, and like, I don't know, like you can just feel when it's not quite the same, but like I would say we were probably still the 1A team, and the 1B team that was like right there with us was CLG.
And Frosty just said, like, I think we can get Lethul from EG. You know, EG wasn't as dominant as they were, and you know, just were arguing like way more than ever before, because when you're not winning, that's when it kind of tends to come out.
Not happy with the results that week, in a surprise move before the 5th and final online qualifier, Lethul would leave Evil Geniuses to join Snakebite, Royal 2, and Frosty on Counter Logic Gaming, just 1 week before the upcoming X Games event. This didn't exactly sit well with Snipedown.
He has decided to leave our team for CLG. I'm pissed. I'm still pissed about the whole situation. I thought TJ and I were friends.
A week later in Aspen, Colorado, on the very first stage that saw the two sitting opposite one another, Lethul tried getting inside Snipedown's head before the finals.
If there's one player on EG that you feel you need to shut down, who is that player?
Probably Snipedown. He's like the best player. He's just so sick. You know, I get really worried when I see him, and you know, it's just the stuff he does is insane.
But Snipedown was having none of it.
I remember what happened last time. That exact quote was said to me, so watch your face.
The emotion was raw, and it set the stage for a fiery conclusion.
Snipedown in the EG squad smell blood as they have 49 kills.
And Frosty's gonna get killed as well by Snipedown. Here's the new combo, and look at what it means to Evil Geniuses, your X Games gold medalist.
For the record, none of us ever gave a shit about that tournament. This was like $10,000 first. We were there for the Worlds tournament, and it was in a tent on top of a mountain, and it was cold. On top of that, a fucking giant snowstorm hit, and we got snowed in there for like a week. So I had to stay there for a week. I'm just stuck in the snow with a silver medal.
In the seasons that followed, fans started to realize that Lethul's decision to join the CLG roster looked like more of a long play. Over the next 2 years, Lethul, Royal 2, Snakebite, and Frosty would go on to win back-to-back world championships and never miss a grand finals on LAN during Halo 5.
They are the Halo World Champions.
As Halo 3 events started to gain popularity again during the wait for Halo Infinite, Snipedown, after numerous roster swaps that resulted in varying highs and lows, decided to pursue a professional career in Apex Legends and quickly rose to the top.
Wow!
After a short period of time, he was picked up by the dominant TSM roster and became one of the game's most notorious players. Meanwhile, Lethul and co. continued to compete in classic Halo events, and shortly after the announcement of Halo Infinite, the team was quickly picked up by Sentinels. The stage was set for continued dominance, and some wondered if the days of Lethul versus Snipedown had come to a close. When the first public playtest for Halo Infinite took place in the summer of 2021, it became clear that the core gameplay was a welcome return to form for the series. The game's upcoming release began to pick up steam, and with the HCS Team Partnership Program, there were plenty of big esports organizations looking to also get in on the action. One of those organizations? FaZe Clan. While Sentinels selected their roster early on, netting them one of the most dominant rosters in Halo history, FaZe took their time building out and announcing a roster, partly due to the fact that they had their eyes on one player in particular.
Hey guys, this is Snipedown here. I'm sure many of you are aware and wondering kind of what is going on with my situation, and I am going to be switching to Halo Infinite.
In late 2021, the FaZe roster was finally revealed and consisted of Falcated, Boo Bound, and team leader Snipedown, who had left TSM and Apex Legends to return to Halo. Two things were clear. FaZe was serious about Halo Infinite, and Snipedown had unfinished business. Lethul and Sentinels would set out to reclaim their throne under a new banner, and Snipedown and FaZe would set their sights on their first world championship. The back and forth has continued between the two since the launch of Halo Infinite, starting with the Raleigh Kickoff Major, where late in the losers bracket, Snipedown and FaZe would match up against Lethul and Sentinels, with the loser going home then and there. By the end of their first meeting in Halo Infinite, FaZe would send Sentinels home in 4th place and finish in 3rd themselves.
Everyone's looking at Snakebite. Everyone. Boo pulls it. Oh my God. Boo pulls the flag, and they save the game. FaZe. They'll move on.
Dude, those games are so close too, man. We could have won fucking all those. No, that's so bad. That sucks.
At the next event in Anaheim, though, Lethul and Sentinels were out for revenge, eager for their next matchup against FaZe. The two teams would match up early on in the winner's bracket this time, in the quarterfinals. The series would go all the way to 5 games, and Sentinels would clutch up and knock FaZe down to the loser's bracket, winning the Game 5 Slayer.
When can Lethul finish it off? No, he gets the player to no shield, and who else other than Snakebite gets the 50th kill? And that's gonna do it for Game 5. Sentinels will come out on top, and FaZe Clan forced to the elimination bracket.
FaZe would ultimately fall to United and place top 8, while Sentinels would continue on and secure another top 4 finish. The eyes of both players now are on the next stop on the tour, the HCS Kansas City Major. Beyond the $250,000 prize pool and the allure of another first place trophy, Lethul and Snipedown are playing for something more. For Lethul, it's reclaiming the Halo World Championship trophy. For Snipedown, his first ever World Championship. But if there's one thing we've learned, it's that they'll need to beat one another in order to get there.